It is time for the Nebraska Dairy Update. I'm Chad Moyer. On today's program, an update from Midwest Dairy, and Tracy Behnken joins us. She, of course, a manager, farmer relations here in Nebraska. Tracy, thanks for visiting with us here today. We're going to talk about these Undeniably Dairy grants, a little bit more about them, how they work, and things like that. First of all, tell me a little bit about this grant and who's eligible for them.
Yeah, Midwest Dairy Undeniably Dairy grants provide funding for local dairy promotion efforts to engage with consumers locally, showcasing that dairy is good for people, the planet, and our communities. These grants allow individuals to bring dairy to unexpected places, host on-farm events, and engage with Gen Z and urban consumers who might not be strongly connected to agriculture. These grants are available for dairy farmers, organized dairy groups, and agricultural organizations such as 4-H, FFA, and farm bureaus, just to name a few examples. Requests can be for one project or multiple projects. However, the max amount of funding awarded in a calendar year is $5,000, and the grant application includes a description of how the funds will be spent. As part of these grants, applicants are required to provide a follow-up report after the event or program. This report must be completed online and within 90 days after the program or event ends. In the report, Midwest Dairy collects the number of consumers reached, a paragraph summary, and photos showcasing the program or event successes. This allows Midwest Dairy not only to promote the efforts, but also gives dairy farmers and organizations examples of how things that they can do in their own community.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about those. Give us, kind of some reference points or some examples of some successful grants from last year or years prior.
Yeah, I have a couple examples of programs and events that happened in 2024. One program is the pre-service teacher engagement. Nebraska Ag in the Classroom staff applied and received an Undeniably Dairy grant to engage with more than 400 college students preparing to be elementary and middle school teachers. Many of these college students had no connection to agriculture. The topic of milk allowed for discussion about how dairy cattle could be used to make other connections in their classroom, such as reduce, reuse, and recycle, as well as health and nutrition. Utilizing a hands-on engagement approach puts teachers in the driver's seat to their own understanding. The pre-service engagement allows these soon-to-be teachers to form positive opinions about dairy farming, as well as setting the framework for messaging they will share in their future with their future students. Another example is a dairy community supper. A Nebraska dairy farmer worked with her hometown Chamber of Commerce to help organize an evening dining experience in their community with 55 community leaders and members taking part. During the event, the dairy farmer highlighted the sustainability and locality of the food that was served. Of course, she focused on dairy. The event goal was to have an interesting dining experience utilizing everyday dairy products, while providing a great way for the dairy farmer to engage with consumers to share the sustainability story of dairy. There are many other examples and ideas of how to utilize the Undeniably Dairy grants. Contact me if you need more examples or if you want to kick around an idea. I'd love to work with you and bring your ideas to life.
All right. So again, these are Undeniably Dairy grants. And if somebody is interested, why do you think they should follow through on this? And then ultimately, how do they do that?
Yeah. First of all, this is a great opportunity for farmers to connect locally with their communities. We know from research that consumers want to hear directly from farmers since they are the experts within the industry. The Undeniably Dairy grants allows them just to do that. These grants are a great way for dairy farmers, organized dairy groups, and agricultural organizations to bring dairy to life locally to their own communities. Midwest Dairy has 3 different funding cycles throughout 2025. The deadlines are March 1st, May 1st, and August 1st. Applications can be found online at midwestdairy.com. Go under the Farmers tab, then go to the link Undeniably Dairy Grant. The link provides the eligibility requirements along with access to the online application. We're not quite ready to open the grant link yet, but the Undeniably Dairy grants will be open later this month. This still gives plenty of time to submit an application before the first deadline of March 1st. I encourage everybody to apply early as these grants are competitive and funding is subjective to availability. Again, contact me if you have questions or need ideas of how to bring dairy to life in your community.
All right. Again, all the details are at MidwestDairy.com under the Farmers tab. Undeniably Dairy grants available. Again, 3 funding cycles this year. Tracy, thanks for the details. Appreciate the insight and the information. Again, that's Tracy Behnken, Farmer Relations Manager here in Nebraska for Midwest Dairy. On today's Nebraska Dairy Update, Chad Moyer reporting.